had spent years convincing myself that I could move on, that the pain would fade, that time would do what people always promised it would: heal. But time didn't heal. It only sharpened the ache, made it clearer, made it impossible to ignore. Every day, every moment, I lived with it, carrying the weight of my sister's broken soul like a scar carved into my own. And then I found him. He didn't know me, of course. Why would he? I was just another stranger, another woman he charmed without a second thought. But I knew him. I had known him for years. I had memorized his face, his voice, the way he laughed, the way he carried himself. I had spent countless nights staring at his pictures, tracing the shape of the man responsible for everything I lost. He was the reason my sister never smiled again. The reason she was never whole after that night. The reason she faded into nothing until one morning she just wasn't there anymore. A note, a bottle of pills, and silence. That was all she left me. That, and a promise that I would make him pay. So I did. I didn't just destroy him. I made him love me first. It wasn't hard. He was always drawn to women like me, women who seemed fragile but mysterious, women who he could manipulate into falling for him. So I let him think he was in control. I let him chase me, let him believe he had won me over. I made him feel safe, wanted, adored. I played the perfect girlfriend, the perfect fiancée, and eventually the perfect wife. He trusted me completely. I learned his habits, his weaknesses, his past, his fears. I knew when he felt most vulnerable, when his guard was down, when he would never suspect me. And then, when everything was in place, I started taking him apart. It started small, little things he wouldn't notice at first. Anonymous emails to his colleagues, whispers of scandal planted in just the right places. His company began questioning his integrity. Clients pulled away. Then the financial losses started. Accounts mysteriously drained, investments disappearing overnight. He thought he was losing his mind. He stayed up late, pacing, trying to figure out what was happening. I held him, reassured him, told him everything would be okay. And then I made sure it wasn't. The final blow came when the police showed up at our door. Fraud, embezzlement, evidence he never even knew existed, but that I had spent months carefully creating. His entire world collapsed in a single moment, and I stood beside him, pretending to be the devastated, supportive wife. Until I wasn't. The night before his sentencing, when he was at his lowest, when he was broken beyond repair, I told him the truth. I told him my real name. I told him about my sister. About the night she called me, sobbing, after what he did to her. About how she never recovered. About how she died alone, believing that he had won. And then I told him the one thing I had waited years to say. You didn't win. You never won. I walked away as he screamed my name, as the realization of everything crashed down on him. And for the first time in years, I felt free.